Hi, welcome back to the Pot Smoker's Bible. My name is Zion. I'm the author of the Pot Smoker's Bible, which contains the prophetic book of Zion from the Old Testament, or Ketuvim, if you will. It gives me my authority and my name, my nationality, my heritage, and a plan for how to get us all out of this mess. Okay, today we're talking the fifth part of the 18th chapter of the Pot Smoker's Bible, which is the 15th chapter of the Book of Zion. This is the second part of the dissertation, and it begins with Psalms 119, 49 to 53, which is Zion 12 to 16. Remember the words unto thy servant, upon which ye have caused me to hope. This is my comfort in my affliction, for thy word hath quickened me. The proud hath had me greatly in derision, yet have I not inclined from thy law. I remember thy judgments of old, O Lord, and have comforted myself. Horror hath taken a hold upon me, but the wicked, because of the wicked that forsake thy law. Psalms 119, 19 to 90, 49 to 53. You might be wondering why I chose to play this passage here. I did it because our music has an element in it that points to our search for the truth of God. We sense God. We search for a true God, not realizing that God, the gray, are already here. This passage is part of our search for our identity. Now, many of our first generation came from a Christian or Jewish background. We came from a long line of Bible bangers who taught us that God, i.e. the gray, would come to our aid if we followed his law. Our music does allude to that part of our search for salvation from captivity and our search for the true God. From our beginnings, we knew the promise of God. Now, even though my people can be just as immoral as any other nationality, we are in many regards more righteous than our accusers. We are not perfect, but many of our moral codes follow the laws of Moses, and we are held in derision by those among whom we live who do not follow those very laws. The howlings of the temple are caused by the horror that we feel. We know that our planet is changing because of the greed of those in power, and we are helpless to stop them. We must take comfort in ourselves, in the knowledge that God foretold these things. We can scream our rage and justify our cause, knowing that we who scream are secure in our righteous anger. Obadiah 1:15, Zion 15:17. For the day of the Lord is near upon all the heathen. As thou hast done, it shall be done unto thee. Thy reward shall return upon thine own head. Obadiah 1:15 says that the day of the Lord is near. Watching the Trump impeachment inquiries reminds me that at last these words are true. Our sitting president is definitely the basest of men. He represents the worst of humanity, the rich and powerful. And in this day and age, that is the worst thing that you can possibly be. Donald Trump is a one percenter. He is money. So, he will be the example for the defense, not of his presidency, but for the trial of the morality of this society. It's Trump versus Zion in a moral debate. I represent the poor, the drug users, the 99% that do not have the power and money. So, the impeachment of the basest of men, Donald Trump, will show us the true scope of America's moral compass. As I write this, it is now October 26, 2019. I do not yet know how this will play out, but whatever the House and the Senate do to Donald Trump will be done to them in turn. So, Democrats and Republicans alike, be very careful how you act in this debate. You will be judged accordingly. So, if you get down and dirty, you will lose the moral truth and be destroyed. This moment is the moment of judgment for America, the nation. The actions of the government in regards to its internal morality will determine its fate. The reason Trump was put into the White House was to undermine the facade of morality in Washington, D.C. Trump's ego is so inflated that he has forced his party to choose between morality and power. And they have chosen power so far. If they don't put truth first, they are doomed. Because they are going to be treated in like manner. They are deciding their own fate. Even as I write this, if the Republicans support Trump to the bitter end and let him remain in office despite evidence of guilt, they will be seen as corrupt politicians and they will lose power. If they let truth be the judge, then he will be impeached and removed, and the two parties will continue to run America until the bitter end. It will be business as usual until this book turns out to be their worst nightmare. If they protect Trump and America keeps him in office, then America as a nation will not survive this book. What remains of the United States will be nothing more than isolated states, as each state becomes autonomous nations, isolated by the breakdown in trust of the government, as Trump becomes the true monster that he is. Let me inform you of Trump's true nature. He is, first and foremost, a product of money. His father's money has given him everything without being earned. So, he has no idea how to relate to anything but money. The true power of Trump is in his father's wallet. He is ego. Trump has no true character. His inflated ego runs the show. Every word he speaks is his ego speaking. All thoughts are of his self and his idea of himself. Pure ego. Just ask him any question about any subject, and the answer is always going to be his inflated ego. He is a hypocrite. He says one thing and is already guilty of being the other. He does not have a true side to anything. He says he's going to end corruption, but he is corruption. Anyone watching Trump can see that he has no true stand on anything. He pulls out of Syria, then protects the oil fields in Syria. He says one thing and then does another. He has no truth in him. He doesn't seem to know what truth is. He doesn't know how to tell the truth. Each time he speaks, he tells taller and taller tales. He denies his own version of the truth if it fails him. He lies, gets caught in lying, and then denies that he has lied at all and blames it on the other. He doesn't know what the truth is because he creates his own truth. He believes that he is entitled to everything he wants. His money has always paid for his desires. He has never had to take no for an answer. So he doesn't understand what no truly means. To Trump, no means throw more money at it. He believes that he can do no wrong. He truly believes that he is right in everything that he does. He believes that he is right in everything that he wants. He has never had to pay for a single crime that he has ever committed. Just look at all the rape cases that he has settled out of court. How many affairs and sexual harassment cases has there actually been? Now, it doesn't matter. It's not that he doesn't think that he can't get caught. He's gotten caught over and over again. It's just that money has always taken care of it. He is a con man. A con man talks the talk and walks the walks, and then he stabs you in the back. His loyal 35% can't see that yet, but they will. A con man only lasts as long as his current con. He can't run this con once it's been discovered, and this one is being discovered. The truth only sets the innocent free. It destroys the guilty, and it destroys the con. Trump lives in a fantasy world of ego. He has isolated himself and his base from reality, from the reality of his true intentions and nature and motives. This reality will only last as long as no one intrudes upon it. Reality will one day force the fantasy that he lives in to shatter. Trump has no backbone whatsoever. He has the backbone of an amoeba because he has no true moral code, no true stand. He doesn't have any strength of ideals or commitment. He has no character. He is ego, and ego must seek approval at all costs. He does what he believes will please those who glorify him. If his actions displease them, he changes tactics. So he changes plans, and he changes his so-called facts to please those around him and to support the fantasy. He lives in the moment. He has never had to deal with consequences, so he has never had to think ahead. So, he doesn't think before he acts. He lives on impulse. What he sees in front of him is what he does. I believe that we will see evidence of this when we learn what makes Trump so Putin. His impulses are the reason he will ultimately be seen as the base man that he is. And I am going to stop there for today, for this episode. And we will take up next time as to the reasons why Trump is so Trump. So, until then, may the gray watch over you, guide you, protect you, and keep you from all harm. May they open your eyes to the truth and let you see truth from lie. May you always be worthy of them. May your thoughts, words, and deeds reflect truth, good, and light. May you always stay happy and high. Know that I love you. I will champion your cause. And I'll say later now, because I will never say goodbye.